Hello YouTube, this is Johnny Lee again. On today's video we're going to go over um, dynamics and ties and slurs, staccato, legato, and accents and things like that. So I came up with another chart, and let's get into this. So okay, so again, we're reading sheet music. When you see a big line going from one note to the other, that's basically just the tie or the slur. That means that's just how long that you hold it before you get to the bar line. So for example, we've got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then this would be G here. So for example, you hold G, and then while you're holding G, you would play the rest. Okay, so it would actually be a little lower. Let's see, G's here. So while you're holding this with your right hand, with your left hand, you would play. Now notice, you see here there's like a greater than and then less than sign. They're called a crescendo. If the cone is going upward, it's called crescendo, which means the pitch gets louder or it gets higher. And then they have decrescendo, which means the sound gets lower or it gets softer. The pitch gets lower. It's also called diminuendo, but it's mainly or most commonly known as decrescendo. So as you play this here, it's going to get louder. And then for decrescendo, once you start, it starts loud and then starts to get softer. Like that. That's pretty much how crescendo and decrescendo and diminuendo and ties and slurs work. So it's something very simple. Now you're probably also wondering, if there's a line going through it and the notes have to have a certain count, then why even have the line if the count is a certain is only held a certain amount of time? Well, all the tie is gonna really do is just let you hold that until you finish all the way up to the measure, and then it'll end. So no matter what the count is of the key, you'll still hold it for the amount that you're gonna finish before you get to the bar line. That's the basic main indication of the tie. And over here I have another one. I kind of split everything in half here. So on the bottom two staffs, they have the vertical accents, and I kind of like these. They have a waltz rhythmic theme to it. So for example here, okay, before we get into vertical accents, we have here a sharp, which kind of looks like a hashtag, if not number symbol. That's how I always remembered it. And basically what they are like the black keys, which they also call accidentals. So we've got D here, so all of these are just D. So D sharp. Sharp always goes right. Sharp's always going this way. And then here we have flats, which kind of looks like a upwards B. Flats always go to the left of that note. And see, we have here B. So B flat. And then up here we have D sharp. D sharp. Okay. So basically if you just play the treble clef by itself, it's kind of like this. Now you're probably wondering, why is my wrist bouncing while I'm playing D? What the vertical accent means, when you get here, that's when you bounce once you get to that note. So let's see, and then the left hand, like I said, is B. So I can't really play it with both hands. I'm holding the camera, but I can still do both notes. So it's also, when you play in that type of rhythm, it's called staccato. And staccato is basically, it bounces, it doesn't hold. When you hold the notes, they're called legato. So it would be legato, staccato. And that's basically how that goes. And again, when you play flats, the black keys always go left of that note. So D flat, D, flat, B, B flat, D sharp, sharp, and then F, F sharp. Now, here's another thing. If the notes don't have anything on them, you don't play anything flat. Unless, if you're playing, okay, here's an example. Say all of these notes are blank. They don't have any sharps on them. When we get to F, or if there's an F in the song and it doesn't have that sign, just because it's on the time signature, that means you will also play F sharp once you get to that key. When it comes to flats, and there's nothing that's specified, or if the notes don't have any flats on them, you would play B flat once you get to B, if these notes were all just plain. And then also, I should have added naturals in here, but I'll do that on the next video. And what a natural is once you go back to normal key, so for example, B flat, and it basically looks like a square with like two lines going on the top left side. The line is longer, on the right side it's a little longer. Again, I'm going to make that on another video, my apologies. But all a natural will let you know is once you're done with flats and sharps and you go back down to the normal key, it just lets you know to go back to normal B once you're finished with, you know, D or the sharp or the flat that you're using. And with that, I believe that's all I have for this short video. Just getting everybody to understand the different terms of the different symbols and what they mean when you read music. This was just another short, brief video just describing what vertical accents are, and crescendo, decrescendo, or diminuendo, and ties and or slurs. And yes, with that being said, that pretty much ends this video. And thank you again, YouTube.